What's good? What's good? What's good? How everybody doing, man? How everybody doing? What's going on out there, man? It's your boy Harlem, and I'm back again with another video, man. Like they always say, the earliest bird gonna always catch the furthest worm. The earliest bird gonna forever catch the furthest worm. So I'm up and I'm ready, bro. Like I had a great trading week. I won't lie. I enjoyed it. I just stayed profit. I just stayed consistent and stayed disciplined, bro. Forgetting about being profitable, forgetting about having to make withdrawals, or forgetting about having to have made more profits. Boy, we prepare ourselves for the next trading week. We stay ready, we stay consistent, and we stay believing in ourselves. So that's gonna be my outlook for the week, bro. Without further ado, man, let's just continue to trust the process and let's be the people that we're meant to be and do what we're supposed to do in life. So looking at the NAS, bro, like we can't tell that our structure is still in a downward movement, but we potentially having a double top, which price reacted on within momentum candle. Understand before we ended the week. So looking at current price, like just to focus on what currently happening, we can tell that like we had this intraday support, this intraday resistance level, which price kind of like broke out of, understand? So what this close above this support, this resistance zone, all I can say for me on the NAS, it's we continuing bullish once we get that other candlestick to end to open the week closing bullish. And then if price fails and closes inside the zone, let's look for those reversals or those continuations to the downside. So on the daily time frame, I wouldn't say much, but all I can say is we had a potential double top with a momentum candle breaking what? With a momentum candle and the coming candle closed above our resistance. Understand? So looking at the 4H because that's where I base my entries and my trades from. Looking at the forward, you can tell that, like, yeah, on current prices being impulsively moving to the upside. Like we said on our outlook on the 7th, like we said on the 7th, that like we're looking for continuations to the downside once you get a reaction of the zone or once price breaks the lows. But fortunately, price did react. And then we had the CPI news report, this high volume news report which we had, which just chose to let price continue moving to the upside. You understand? So looking at current price, we can tell that like we also had a close above our resistance. So all I can say is because we break out traders, this is a push, exhaustion, continuation push to the upside. So we're simply waiting for price to retest and continue to the upside. So what I mean is that once price comes back to the zone, feels breaking or breaking in again, let's look for continuations to the upside. But once price breaks back in, let's wait for retest above, for retest below, and start looking for those continuations to the downside. So from the hourly time frame, from the hourly time frame, I still have my anticipation that has been sitting like there's some sort of kind of some sort or type of wedge, some kind of wedge put in, some type of wedge put in, whatever that you might say it is. I still have my anticipation like that, understand? But at the same time, I don't want to be busy drawing out trend lines and just forcing trades or looking for a cleaner setup which I can take a trade on. Where else, this is simple. Price closed above our resistance. Let's wait for a retest, making this a new support so it can continue to the upside. So this is my outlook on the NAS. I'm simply not looking for much and I'm not looking for less. Like my trade idea for the NAS from the 4 hour, it's once you get a bullish, okay, 4 hour bullish candle above resistance, we continue bullish. But once we get that break back in, bearish below resistance, let's continue looking for that continuations to the downside. On the hourly, execute bullish patterns. So once price retests this zone and give us some sort of double top, let's continue to the upside. Or if it gives us some sort of a bull flag, let's continue to the top. But if price breaks back in and give us some sort of bear momentum or bear pattern, let's start looking for those continuations to the downside. So on the NAS, all I can say is we're simply going to continue bullish once we get price failing to trade below our resistance. But once price trades above our resistance and respects that zone, let's continue to the upside. So from the hourly time frame, so from the hourly time frame, I can't say much. I would only look for what momentum candles, patterns, or okay, it's momentum candles, patterns, or some sort of bull, some sort of bear depletion, and then bullish momentum for continuations to the upside. So that's my take on the NAS. I might have not broke it down the way I always break down my trades, but I believe that like someone gonna get something out of it. Looking at gold from the daily time frame, even on gold, we can see that like price has been holding this sort of triple bottom in a clean move. Understand? So now now price has been pushing, exhausted, pushing, exhausting, pushing, and didn't exhaust to end up week. So all I can say is this is just a push, or this is just a impulsive move to the upside. All we can simply look for is for a pullback or retest to continue to the upside. Understand? So with this push, we need to look for pullback or an exhaustion phase before we can continue to the upside. Or once price continues to the upside, let's just see what happens once price gets there. Will we respect the zone or will we break out of the zone? So we're going to see and we're going to tap into it. So from the 4 hour, so on my 4 hour on current price, because now I don't want to take time and I don't want to make it too long. All I can say is, you understand, we have some sort of this bullish move to the upside. You understand? Once you have this bullish move to the upside, you can tell that our price reacted once, twice, and at that time and pushed to the upside. So looking at this current price, this everything that been going on right there, everything that been going on right there, you understand? The only thing that I'm looking for now, it's because we broke this sort of resistance, this sort of key level or this resistance, whatever that you might say it is. We kind of like broke out of it because I once, okay, let me stretch my leg because I once um I once held this zone as my resistance, which was making me look for short trades or look for those short positions. But now that we broke out of that zone, understand the only thing that I'm looking for is for price to pull back before it can continue moving to the upside. So this will be the zone that I'm looking for price to react from before. So this will be my only zone which I'm looking for price to react for before we can continue to the upside. So on gold, I can say much on gold from the daily and the 4 hour. Let's hope to find something from the hourly time frame. So from the hourly time frame, from the seventh, where is the seventh? Okay, from the seventh, we were saying that like we're simply looking for what for price to either break out of the zone, retest and continue to the upside, or react off of it and continue to the downside. But we had price doing what? Respecting the zone until it broke out, giving us some sort of a bullish flag, giving us some sort of a flag, continuing to the upside. Now we're having some sort of a rising wedge. We're having some sort of a rising wedge pattern. I won't try and Google it for y'all guys. You need to do it for yourselves and try and see what's that Harlem is talking about. We're having some sort of a rising wedge. So what I can say is that like price did pull back and now is correcting in some sort of way. The only thing I'm waiting for is for price to either do what does this daily pullback, the daily or the 4 hour pullback, or the exhaustion phase to continue to the upside, or for price to go back to what that intraday zone and see what happens once we get to that zone. So my trade idea on gold is that we're simply looking for that 4 hour pullback or exhaustion phase before we can continue bullish. On the hourly, we're having a potential rising wedge with, okay, so with this potential rising wedge, that there are signs that like if price breaks and retest, that's the zone we might come back to before we can continue to the upside. So this is tradable. If price respects this pattern, if price respects this pattern, this will be the zone which I'm looking to take profit from before we can continue to the upside. So my take on gold, it's that we're looking for that 4 hour pullback or exhaustion phase before we could continue to the upside. On the hourly, we're also looking for that pullback. Understand? We're also looking for that pullback before we can continue to the upside. Looking at German 30, German 30 has been pushing impulsively, man. German 30 has been pushing impulsively to the upside. We have, I think, about a 2000, a 20K, a 20%, a 20%. This is like a 20% gain or a 20% move to the upside, man. Like the power of buying the dip, man. You just simply need to buy the dip and enjoy your life and live your life and just live up to your full potential, man. Like, just buy the dip, man. Just buy the dip for me, man. Okay, quick capping. So looking at German 30, man. Let me try and do this on my log. A lot of blaming my logs, guys. Never mind me. And it's raining outside. How the fuck am I gonna go for a jog? How the fuck? Recapping. Okay, so looking at German 30, man. Looking at German 30 from the daily time frame, we can tell that like price is also in a strong push to the upside. And all I can say is on German 30, it's that I'm just simply looking for what? For price to come back to that intraday resistance, this resistance, and see what happens from that zone because price is being impulsively pushing to the upside, not respecting zones, bro. Like, that was my first zone. This was the second zone, and this was the third zone. So we're looking for the major zone, which is the fourth zone, to see what type of reaction will we get. Will we either get a fail to break or a clean break out? So German 30 from the daily time frame, I can't say much. All I can say is I'm just waiting for price to pull back or to trade at our resistance and see what happens from there. So from the 4 hour, so even on the 4 hour, man, like I just woke up, forgive me. Even on the 4 hour, man, like you can't tell that like what I spoke about on gold, we're having it on German 30. Understand? So this was just an impulsive push to the upside. But German 30, it's way better because price is exhausting. Push, exhaustion, push, exhaustion, push. Understand? So all I can say is on German 30, man, let's just wait for price to do what? To either pull back before it can continue to the upside or for price to just jump to this zone and see what happens from there. Understand? So German 30, we're going to be playing that waiting game, guys. If you love German 30, we're going to be playing that waiting game, bro, because price is just in the middle of nowhere, bro. We far from our support, we're close to our resistance. So if we can be more patient and just wait for price to get back to our resistance, let's see what type of reaction we can get from that. But if price chooses to do what? To just break out of that resistance, let's just wait and see that is that really a breakout or is price trying to trap we traders. Understand? So from the hourly time frame, yeah, I can't say that like this is a wedge. Like this is a wedge pattern, you understand? So with this wedge pattern, the only thing I'll be waiting for is for price to come back to the zone and see what happens from it. Or because now price has some type of low, we have some type of current price lows. Let's see if price will pull back to those lows. Let's just see if price will do it. If price will pull back to those lows and continue to the upside and start looking for the downward move to the downside. So German 30, all I can say is for my trade idea. So German 30 for my trade idea, it's that on the 4 hour, we're still looking for that 4 hour pullback or exhaustion phase before it can continue to the upside or for price to just be on our resistance and see what type of reaction we can get from that. On the hourly time frame, is we're having a potential rising wedge. So with this potential rising wedge, if price respects this pattern, if price respects the rising wedge pattern, then that basically means on the 4 hour, we're going to have a pullback or that exhaustion phase, meaning on the hourly time frame, we're going to have a higher low. Once price pulls back and moves to the downside, we'll be creating our 4 hour higher low before price can continue to the upside. I guess someone got that because, yeah, yeah. It's not hard for me. So now, German 30, the only thing I'm waiting for, to be honest, is for price to just pull back before we can continue to the upside, or just continue to the upside before we can start looking for that downward move to the downside. So that's my take on German 30. Looking at US, looking at US 30 Dow Jones. So Dow Jones, all I can say is we don't have any trade idea. We don't have any trade idea on German 30, but I must still break it down just to give y'all game. Just to give y'all game. So German 30, we can tell that like we're in a bullish channel. We're in a bullish channel. We have a bearish channel. A bear channel that's something like this. And then a bullish channel, it's what we're on now. And then this is a bullish channel. This is a bullish channel. So German 30, all I can say is, bro, like USD, all I can say is, let's just see what happens once price get to our resistance. Are we either gonna break out or are we gonna fail to break? Understand? So from the 4 hour, we can tell the like price is moving in higher highs and higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then okay, it's higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So all I can say is on German 30 people, all I can say is on German 30. All I can say is on US 30. It's we simply wait for price to come back, to pull back, or to just trade on our resistance to see what sort or type of move we can get. Are we either gonna get a breakout, retest, and continue to the upside, or will price just do a tap on it and start looking for that downward move to the downside? So we don't have a trade idea on German 30, on US 30. There's no trade idea. We don't have any trade idea. But all I can say is let's just see what happens once price get there. Are we either gonna break out or are we gonna continue moving to the downside? Looking at USD CAD, one of my favorite trading pairs. USD CAD, you can tell the like price did do what? Price did pull back until it reacted to the zone. Looking at the past history, price had some sort of support until price did what? Breakout, retest, and continued to the downside. Understand? Now that like price did pull back to that very same zone, came back to this very same zone, giving us something like this, some sort of a head and shoulders, understand? So what I can say is on USD CAD, man, it's that like, I don't know, are we gonna wait for a pullback or an exhaustion phase if we can continue to the downside, or are we gonna just react off of this intraday zone and start looking forward for those continuations or that reversal to the upside? I don't know. So looking at the 4 hour, we can tell the like current price, our current price in USD CAD, we are in a downward move or we are in a we are in a bearish move, understand? So all I can say is you can tell the like price hasn't been moving in a clean move. So all I can say is, bro, let's just simply wait for what? Because now price had gave us this lower low. Let's wait for a lower high before we can continue moving to the downside for a new lower low. Understand? Because I can explain much or I can say much, but looking at the history, this the zone was once a higher low or was once a support, which pushed price to the upside. We came back to the very same zone. We didn't close below it. We didn't close below. We closed exactly above off of it or exactly at that very same zone. Are we gonna get what? Are we gonna get a reversal to the upside, or are we gonna get a what? And break to the downside? I don't know about it. We gonna see it. Understand? So from the hourly time frame, so looking at the hourly time frame, man, you can also tell the like price can be moving in a clean move where like, okay, like looking at current price, you can tell the like price is now like having some sort of big depletion in the bullish momentum. I can understand it, I can see it clearly, but all I can say is on the hourly time frame, let's just see what happens on our high time frames, on our daily and our 4 hour. Are we gonna get a bullish close on the daily? Are we gonna respect that zone, that intraday support on the 4 hour? And are we gonna pull back or have a reversal on the hourly time frame? I don't know it, but my trade idea on USD CAD is our 4 hour, we're simply looking for a pullback or an exhaustion phase before we can continue bearish. Our hourly, we're having some sort of falling wedge. We wait for our 4 hour higher low. We wait for our 4 hour lower high before we can continue bearish. So all I can say is once we get this break of the trend, we simply wait for retest, continue to the upside, see what happens on the 4 hour zones. Are we either gonna respect those zones before we can continue to the downside, or are we just gonna break those zones and start looking for that reversal to the upside? That's my take on USD CAD. I know when I feel that like I didn't explain as I should, or I didn't break it down the way I always break down my trades, but I hope and I guess someone gets something of it. So looking at Tesla, does go up on a Tesla, but stocks always going down on the markets. Tesla, okay, this zone we once spoke about, that are we going to respect the zone and continue to the upside, or are we going to break the zone? Fortunately, we did break out of the zone. So obviously with a break, wait for retest and continue to the downside. Understand? So we're waiting for the daily retest, waiting for the daily retest on our 4 hour. I can't say much from the 4 hour. I can't say much, but price printed out a lower low, a all-time low, bro. Like this is a 2022 low on Tesla. You can't do anything off of it. You can't do nothing about it, bro. I also can't do shit about it. But we're going to just keep trading. So looking at the 4 hour, man, like there's nothing for me. Like, okay, we did break our support. We broke our support. So obviously, once we break support, wait for retest, making it a new resistance before we can continue to the downside. So like the daily was simply like from the daily time frame. Okay, so from the daily, we're waiting for what? For that pullback or that retest on our support. On the 4 hour, we're also waiting for what? For that pullback or that retest. On the hourly time frame, I can't say much because if bigger time frames, if a 4 hour and a daily time frame, we're looking for a retest of a certain zone, then that basically means on smaller time frames, we're gonna have a pullback, bro. So all I can say is, or my trade idea is 4 hour. We simply wait for a 4 hour retest of our support, making it a new resistance before we can continue short selling, before we can continue selling. On the hourly time frame, is we wait for that 1 hour pullback or exhaustion phase before we can continue bearish or short. So I'm also continuing bearish on Tesla because technically we're still bearish, but fundamentally, I don't know. Looking at BTC USD, bro. Okay, so BTC USD, you can tell, like, I did share, I did share that this is not the right time to put your money to work on Bitcoin. Like I did spoke about this. I think it was a Monday or Tuesday on my Bitcoin outlook or my cryptocurrency outlook. You can go check that shit out, bro. Either way, I did say that like we're simply waiting for price to respect the zone or to break out of it and retest and continue to the downside. So we did break out and price came back for a retest. Now we continue into the downside. All I can say is on Bitcoin, this is not a trading zone. You can even tell on how current price is moving. This is not a trading zone. Let's just wait and see once price gets down there to this very same all-time low. Are we either gonna get a what, a W before we can continue to the upside, or this is just a lower low, lower high, break, retest, and a new lower low and a new lower high. We're gonna see it even on the hourly time frame. Price is just moving in some BS move. So all I can say is, or what I just wrote from my outlook, it's Bitcoin is in a fundamental issue. So it's fundamentally driven for now because there are news reports which came out about FTX, FTX, like the biggest cryptocurrency hedge fund or whatever that it is. It kind of like experienced some liquidation, bro, like some liquidity crunch, bro, like liquidity crunch. And with that said, bro, once we have some sort of liquidity crunch in a hedge fund, bro, people are losing money. Millions are being lost, bro, and no one knows where the fuck these millions are going, man. So technically, man, we have no idea because prices just moving in that BS move. Fundamentally, we're also in a negative issue, bro. Like, what else should I say? What more should I do, bro? Like, you're not in a clean move, you're not in a clean state, but let's just hope for the better. Looking at Ethereum, even on Ethereum, bro, like I did say on Ethereum, that like let's just wait to see what happens once price comes back to those June lows. Are we either gonna break the lows or are we gonna respect the lows? So that's also my take because they're all moving into some sort of BS move, bro. Even on Ethereum, bro, you can tell the like this is just some sort of BS move. This is not a trading zone, bro. This is not a trading zone, bro. Like this is not a trading zone. On the hourly, even on the hourly time frame, like we in a BS move, or like we're moving in some BS move. But all I can say is for we day traders, let's just wait and see if price will come back to that zone. Are we either gonna break and retest, or are we gonna push and start melting to the downside? Because there's no trade idea, bro. Like price is just in a sideways move, and that sideways move is just some BS move. Unlike any other sideways move, which you get my resistance and my support. If price fails to break support, we continue moving to resistance. If price fails to break resistance, we're moving into support. You understand? So Bitcoin, so Ethereum, technically, okay, fundamentally, Ethereum is fundamentally driven, bro. Like I spoke of FTX and Coinbase and some crypto hedge funds, bro. Like they're experiencing some trauma, bro. So fundamentally, we are driven. So Ethereum is fundamentally driven for now. So there's nothing for me to do, or there's nothing for us traders to do. Technically, we have no trade idea because price is moving in that BS move or in that sideways move. So looking at Litecoin, because a nigga laughed too late. Litecoin, we did say, or on my outlook, or on my cryptocurrency video, I did say that like price did push impulsively just to come back to react off of that zone. And now price continued moving to the downside, being pushed or being led by the fundamentals we had of FTX. So all I can say is, bro, like price is just breaking out, breaking in, but overall we're still in a sideways move on our close below to sell, close above to buy. Understand? So now all I can say is from the 4 hour, all I can say is I have my resistance, I have my key level, and I have my support. Understand? So we did react of our support, of our resistance, we did react of our support, we reacted on our key level. So all I can say is, bro, if price fails breaking, if price fails breaking, if price fails breaking out bearish or bullish, let's just continue trading our zones, whether it's support, resistance, and the key level. You understand? So on the hourly time frame, you can also tell the like price did react of support, price did react of our resistance, reacted on our key level, and came back to our support, broke out of support, broke back in and traded above support and pushed to the upside. Now we're back in our key level. Now that we're back in our intraday resistance, let's just wait and see what happens, man. But fundamentally, for my trade idea, Litecoin is also fundamentally driven, bro. Technically, price is sideways. We don't trade sideways movements, or we don't trade a market which is moving sideways. But all we can get to capitalize with it's once price fails breaking support, we continue to resistance. We fail breaking resistance, we continue to support. That's how we're gonna be trading it, or that's how we might be executing it. So last but not least, we have an oil, bruh. Even on oil, oil is just in some BS move, bro. Like oil is just in some BS move. So all I can say is on the daily time frame, bro, like there's nothing for me to do. But on my outlook, we did indicate that like if we get a fail to break of that resistance of that support or new resistance, let's continue to the downside. Unfortunately, price did react off of it and move to the downside. So from the 4 hour, because then there's nothing for me to do, man. Like I don't even know why the fuck there's nothing for me to do. So okay, so once price reacted, it pushed to the downside, now pushing to the upside. Let's just all I can say is I don't see anything for me, but like we do have this bullish channel. But either way, even though we have a bullish channel and now price breaks out, this will be the zone I'm looking for some reactions from. But even though we get some sort of push, exhaustion, push, like some sort of push phase, exhaustion phase, push phase. Let's wait and see what happens off of it. So are we either gonna break the lows or are we gonna react off of the lows, giving us a double top, a double bottom, and push to the upside? So on my trade idea, oil has no trade idea on my side. On my side, oil has no trade idea. We only wait for confirmations from the daily and the 4 hour because there's no trade idea for me. You for me. So that's my take on oil. There's nothing for me to do. So next, we're looking for continuations to the upside. Once we get a retest or that 4 hour pullback, gold, we're also looking for that pullback before we can continue to the upside. German 30 pullback before we can continue to the upside. US 30, there's no idea. USD CAD, I said we're looking for that higher low, for that lower high to continue to the downside. Tesla, we're simply looking for the daily retest before we can continue to the downside. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, there's nothing for me to do because price is just in some BS move. And oil, there's also no trade idea for me. So this is my outlook. This is my outlook. And because now I know that like it's been a while, like it's been a while since we saw what fundamentals we have for the coming week. I guess I might take this opportunity and just show y'all potential fundamentals which you have for the coming week. FTX, I guess someone saw that fundamental about FTX. If you ain't saw it, please go please go pause the video and look at it again. So Monday, we're only looking at 3 star. We're only looking at 3 star fundamentals. So Monday, we don't have fundamentals. Tuesday, we're having GDP for Japan. And for China, we're having industrial production. And then we're having average earnings and claimant count change, CCC, for the pound. And then later in the day, we're having German economic sentiment, and then we're having PPI for the dollar. And then on Wednesday, we're having CPI for the pound. And then we're having core retail sales for the dollar. And then we're having retail sales for the dollar. We're having core CPI for the CAD. We're having Governor Bailey speaking for the pound. We're having an inflation report for the pound. And we're having the ECB, Madam Lagarde, speaking later on the day. And then on Thursday, we're having CPI for the euro. We're having building permits for the dollar. We're having initial claims. We're having Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. And then that's it on Thursday. And then on Friday, we're having what? We're having Madame Lagarde speaking that morning for the euro. And then we're having existing home sales for the dollar to end the week on Friday. So those fundamentals, bro, like those fundamentals will be the driver of the market, that will drive the market, that will move the market. All I can say is capitalize on what you can afford to capitalize on, work on what you can afford to work on, and always be disciplined and always be positive and always plan your trades and trade your plans and don't be doubtful of your trades and mostly be patient, be committed, be disciplined, and what's most important is continue to trust the process, like Mr. Rocks FX always says. So FTX collapses. Okay, collapsed. Collapsed FTX hit by a roach transaction. Analysts saw over 600 million outflow. That's it. You don't just go check it out on your own because I'm out. That's all I got, man. I'm out.